Okay, so I'd like to make a video about finding places in Japan. So the first thing to do is to actually play the map. Here we have, and we'll do this with the usual settings that I use. 5 minutes per round, moving, panning, and zooming allowed. Okay. So in a rural area, of course, not a lot of clues. The first thing that you do is try to find the village. And let's see, it looks like they won't let us keep moving toward that dam. So this is a dead end. And Japan is, of course, one of the more difficult environments on Geoguessr. And so looking at this, not a lot of geographical clues in Japanese landscapes. My preliminary guess is that this is, well, yeah, it's hard to say. But as you can see, it tends to be, like lush, deciduous forest, like this, mountains. Okay, so here we have a sign that contains a phone number. We have 0224 at the beginning. 84 21 71 2. Okay, so the numbering of Japanese phone numbers starts in the north with 1 and runs southward. And there's an additional thing with the 2s are north of Tokyo, that the numbers are 3 for Tokyo and 6 for Osaka. And that then the Tokyo area extends into 2. That 3 is in the center, 4 is the rest of the Tokyo area, the Kanto, but that these are 27, 28, 29. So 22 is farther north. Also, these 3 prefectures at the north end of the island are in 1. I believe there's 17, 18, 19. So 22 is up around here, and actually I do know this one, that 22 is actually Miyagi Prefecture. Then yeah, there's even an address on here which is not very easy to see. Yeah, in fact, I can't even. I should be able to confirm the prefecture if I saw the whole address, but the beginning is blurred. So that's probably all the information that I can get off of there. But now, let's see, and it was 224. I don't know anything about the order within the prefecture. That sounds like it would not be the Sendai City. That would be an outlying area. Let's see. So this, yeah, it looks consistent with being around Sendai. Like that this would be colder than average for Japan. I mean, Sendai is, I would, just from its position, I would say it's probably a bit warmer in the winter than, say, New York City is. And, that, has a decent length growing season, but, like you couldn't grow an orange here, which, you could closer to Tokyo. I think the Tokyo area is still sort of on the edge of being able to do that. I think it has a climate, in terms of warmth of winters, maybe more like Atlanta or, Dallas or someplace like that in the United States. Okay, so can we improve on this at all? one thing to look for navigational information in Japan always is major intersections and traffic lights, which, have directional signage around them or things for identifying where you are. Okay, here's a traffic light. Okay, and you look next to the sign, there's this thing. I don't know anything on there, but that is the location. Yeah, okay, so what I had now is that it timed out, and I was only 40 kilometers off. Right. Yeah, and the location was actually south of Sendai City. Looks like it might be on the map here you can see it's called Natori City. The last character here that looks like a sai means city of. That's a character that actually you should remember if you're going to play Geoguessr a lot. There it is again. And that smaller municipalities, like for instance here, this Kawasaki, do not end in this chi that looks like a sai. They end in cho instead, or machi. This character is also used for neighborhoods in cities, which comes up when you're trying to precisely locate places sometimes. So now here we have the next round. Okay. 0155. Okay, so 011 through 016 are in Hokkaido, the northern island. I'm not sure of the suborder on there. I think 155, is actually next to the. Well, let's see, it would be 011 to 016. Yeah, 015, I'm not confident of the location. I think it might be in here. Let's see, because like 17, 18, and 19 are on the main island. So 155, yeah, and I don't see anything else on here that might be useful. So I'm going to guess that it's somewhere around here. That it's Sapporo is 1-1. That's a pattern often in the low second digit. Is a sign of a city, but only 011 has a 1 as the second digit. Like Sendai, for instance, I mentioned before, was 22. That was the largest city in the 2 area. Okay, and I've noticed that the north comes up a lot in Japan rounds. Yeah, okay, and in Hokkaido you often encounter streets that actually intersect at right angles and sometimes even are numbered, like you were in North America. And, the landscape in Hokkaido sometimes looks oddly, North American or European. Okay. You'll notice there are a lot of signs on utility poles in Japan, and those sometimes will even contain addresses. There's a map in a map. Can't see it closely enough. Okay, this might be a place. You have the tree there, and something that means. I think that's like valley. I can look for that on the map quickly because that might be a clue. And I'm not seeing it. And here, again, that there's, if you can remember what kanji look like. Okay, so here we have another example of a traffic light with a sign that tells you a location. This is Kino Nishidori 8. Yeah, oh, there's the two characters again that were on that previous sign, so we're probably in Kino, and it may not be on the map because it may be a section of a city. And I think that from that phone number before it was 155, right? That was, not Sapporo and probably not, that as I remember, I think it was also with a 6-digit local number, which is typically not found in metropolitan areas. 155300091. Okay, that's Kino Odori West 9. Odori is sometimes in names of the actual street. You'll notice I said this is where the street light is. That these are usually not the actual names of the roads, which are not actually that prominent, and in fact, small streets in Japan do not have names. Okay, and here it timed out. Yeah, I did have a good idea of the rough location, was Obihiro City over here. And so, and then, if we zoom in, it may actually give on the map the section of the city they are. No, it looks like this is, Kino Nishidori. That was... here's Kino Higashidori. Kino Koen Shitamachi. So Kino is probably the general, this part of Obihiro. Often these names for parts of cities are actually the old village name before the city expanded out to that location. Okay. So, we're 97 kilometers off, which is, not too bad. So we'll play the next round. You'll notice on these, I have it set for 5 minutes to keep from searching too much. This is a very characteristic Japanese retaining wall, but you do find the same wall in Taiwan. I think, that it was probably originally developed by the Japanese Imperial Highway Department before World War II, and so that's why you still see it in both Japan and Taiwan. Okay, so here we have a directional sign, 5 kilometers Kawajiri for Kure Takehara. This is actually on a bike path. Kure is a prominent place near Hiroshima. And so, that here we have, has the same kanji on the sign as on the map. So it's somewhere around here. And so the phone number thing then is mostly not useful. Hiroshima is 82, but we know what part of the country we're in now. Let's look at the other one. That's 26 kilometers to Okamura and 5 to Kawajiri. Let's see, for Imabari. Okay, so the direction toward Kure then is this way. Okay, Shimoka Nagari Civic Center, Rantokaku Art Museum, Shotoen Park. Okay, that looks like it's the sea. So that suggests then that, so it's sort of to the south along the sea, and not that far from Kure, probably. And then it said Kawajiri 5 kilometers. Yeah, there aren't a lot of... Oh, there's Aki Kawajiri Station. So this is Kawajiri Village. Let's see. So we were looking. There's a bridge over an inlet with maybe the sea behind it, and this is in the south. Yeah, it looks like this is in the south direction. Um, so it might be maybe over here. And so we have Kawajiri 5 kilometers, so, that it's actually not maybe that close. And it's hard to judge distance on this map. Yeah, it's not a long bridge like that. This was a little short thing that we saw. Could it be up here? That doesn't look right. Also, it's a road crossing the, could be here is about right. Do I believe that that's 5 kilometers from Kawajiri? Yeah, it could be that. So it's near this little station, Yasuura. You'll notice the train stations are often the best guide to small place names because they're usually actually part of a larger city. In this case, probably Kure. Um, so we would expect then that that we can go this way. Yep, into yeah, we can step this way into the village. Yeah, this really does look about right. Oh, also on the map here, 711 Hiroshima Yasuura. So that's Yasuura is in fact part of Hiroshima, not of Kure. And that's not unusual for Japanese cities to have very large boundaries that contain nearby villages. Um, so then I should be able to go under this bridge, and then Shimokamagari Civic Center. Yeah, that's odd. Ah, okay. So what happened there is that I didn't have the right location, but I was only 12 kilometers off. It was this island, Shimokamagari Island. Okay. And then this little bridge actually was connected it to the next island over Kamikamagari Island. Then, there's a whole chain of these connected with bridges, Toyoshima Island. And this is another thing that you find in Japan often is that there's all this infrastructure for accessing little rural locations. Okay, so next round. Um, okay, this is 230. This is the route marker for major roads that are not freeways. So, okay, now here, this thing. Um, this is a street numbering system that you find in Sapporo and in other. I mentioned before that in Hokkaido, streets often intersect at right angles, um, and these kanji are north 1, west 4, and I recommend that that a useful kanji to learn are the ones for north, south, east, west, center. We used shi meaning city. So this is Kita 1, North 1, Nishi 4. Okay, then kilometer 5, which is maybe on the highway. So let's see if there is a 230 in Sapporo, first of all, and with those numbering, it should be, in the city center. Yeah, oh, there's 230 right there. Okay. So 230, we have North 1, West 4. Okay, there's, in the center we have, okay, looks like we need to zoom into the point where, see, there's North 6, West 5. So let's see, north 4, north 3, north 1, west 4. And then it said 230, so I think, yeah, 230 is here. This is north 1, west 4. Um, these signs don't actually refer to the roads, they refer to the blocks in between them, but you know, it is still, of course, like a North American numbering system, you know, where streets intersect at right angles. Um, it does look kind of hilly and maybe less urban for being in the middle of Sapporo like this, but I mean, 230 is a good clue, right? Um, let's see. We can check with a stoplight also, you know, to see if that's correct. We have that is if we can find one with a sign. Hey, there's one over there. Oh wait, this says South 24 West 1. Which would be much farther from the city center and might make more sense. And then it could still be on 230, right? If we look for South 24, that's South 19, West 11. South 24 West. Oh, the 11 fell off the sign. That's what happened there. South 24 West 11 is this stoplight. Yeah, that looks like it makes more sense. It's toward the edge of the city. Let's see. So there should be then a mountain close by to the southwest, and we look in, and that's correct. Okay, and then yeah, there's a 011 phone number again at this Honda dealer. We check our location, looking in that direction, and we see, is that the dealership name there? Doesn't appear to match the map. I'm not too worried about that. You know, given the other matches that we have. All right. Let's see. If we do a return to start, we're not very far from there, right? Yeah. So it looks like we're north of this intersection. Oh, okay. We were quite a bit off actually. 488 meters. Let's see. So the flag we look to see what. Yeah. So there's 2611. Okay. You'll also notice on the map there are these Chome numbers, which are distinct from the system on the stoplights. You know, which is, you know, these are used in postal addresses, but you know, you do often find those on the stoplight signs in other places. Uh, you know, so here's 14 section, 12 section, 11 section, and you'll notice also that there are actually sub-numbers, like in 11 Chome, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Okay, so the maps are, you know, excellent and very detailed for Japan because this is not South Korea. Okay, last round. So, and what I mentioned before is that it's actually just Google's maps of South Korea that suck, which unfortunately are the ones used on Geoguessr. Um, so, you know, that I, you know, that's really a topic, you know, not for a video about Japan, which this is. Okay, so, um, Here we're in, some village, right? Um, buildings are not very close together. Wait, that on the pole. There's a phone number on there. 661310, which does not have the area code. That's just the local number. It having 6 digits indicates that we are probably not in a metropolitan area. Although, outlying parts of metropolitan areas sometimes do have 6-digit numbers. We're also probably not far out in a rural area where you find local numbers that have only 5 digits. Okay, so there's a Lawson, a common convenience store in Japan. 0538662838. Okay, 5 is in the Tokaido. The reason that's between. Remember, I said Tokyo is 3, Osaka is 6. 5 is the area in between the two. And it doesn't. 5 does not extend to the north end of the island. Now, 52, I know, is Nagoya. That follows a pattern that the first thing in one of those numbered blocks, in the 5s, is usually the largest city, and, 1 is not allowed except in 11 for Sapporo. So 538, they're usually in some kind of order, so it's probably like near Nagoya but not in it, like I would say it might be somewhere around here. Okay, so now we know the right part of the map to look in if we get more clues. Okay, so as I said, there's often directional information around a stoplight. And let's see, there's no sign saying, see, even stoplights, may not be measured, there may not be a sign there for where the stoplight is. Although that is very common on stoplights, I'd say that, if you pick out a stoplight at random, there's a good chance that there actually is a label on it like that. Okay, 259, Iwata Station. These are the hexagonal, excuse me, hexagonal ones. What's actually much more useful on that is Iwata Station, which, okay, and Ryuyo branch. So, Iwata Station is, looks like it's in sort of a southeasterly direction. Okay, so we look for Iwata on the map. It might not be the name of... Oh, there's Iwata right there. Okay, there's Iwata Station. Okay, 259. There's 258 on there. There's 259. Okay. Let's see, 259, I said, went in sort of a southeasterly direction, it looked like, toward the station. Which, maybe that's not right. Wait. Which side of the... Wait, that's north. Okay, that makes more sense. We might be in this section here, right? Also, the other directional information refers to also Route 150, 259, and 262. So 259. Okay, yeah, and so the 262 was a clue that we weren't in the right location. We were farther down 259, we were down here. You'll also notice that on the map, this area looks more urban than it does in the street view. That's actually quite common for places in Japan. So, so in that one we had 22,000 483 points, so a pretty good score for, you know, a very challenging map. If we do the game breakdown, you know, we can see that, you know, we have there, and there. And so in all cases, the area of Japan was properly identified, but the fix on the location was not necessarily that good. Best one round 4, we were only 488 meters away. All right, so